Hi there, welcome again to my channel. My name is Afolake, and today's episode I would like to talk about my humble immigrant impression about Canada. If you're new to this channel and are yet to subscribe, please hit the subscribe button. On this channel we share all that makes immigrant settlement easy in a foreign land. I share footages of my own experience, people's experience, and we just share nips and bits of things that will help you make the best decision to move into Canada. Canada is a beautiful place, it's a diverse society, and if you're looking forward to moving this way, here is your plug to be able to give you up-to-date information about the things to expect, things to look ahead for, and things that you would love to enjoy when you move to Canada. So do well to hit that subscribe button and go nowhere. My few humble impressions about Canada. Such a difficult topic to talk about, but I would say the best of, or the part of moving into Canada for me, or moving abroad actually, let me put it that way, is actually to find a better life or a better place to live my best life, my remaining best life. Looking back in my country, I'm from Nigeria, for the sake of those that don't know me and people that say that maybe I have an accent. Yeah, I'm proud of being an accent Nigerian. Things were really not the best as an economy should be in Nigeria. Things were not what I expect to have, living my best life in the best jobs, my children going to the best schools, living a safe and secure life in Nigeria. So, and for so many years, we've been looking forward to, okay, it's going to be good, it will be better, and things just keep getting worse. So the best option was to look elsewhere to a developing or a developed country whereby I could have at least near to the best of things that I was desiring for and my family. So I was looking abroad. Before Uncle, where will I look for? Ajegule? No way. I was looking abroad. I tried Canada. My family and I tried Australia. UK was really not an option because my husband doesn't like the UK. So UK wasn't an option. But then, things were hobbling back and forth. We did a credential check for Australia. We appealed, used various CDCs, gave us 6-inch nail. Okay, now we went back to Canada and we were lucky to actually find the paper-based SIMP program. And that was a game changer for us because age was not on our side to actually start the federal skills program. So that was a game changer and we were watching closely. I remember those alerts that we get when, the fastest finger era. That was my era. Sometimes you just hear that stream open while I'm in traffic, forget that Lagos traffic, and you're like, oh God, missed it again, because you just have to check that your OID is still in the stream before you apply. Otherwise you just did a bonanza of $300, or how much was it at the time? Almost forgotten. You would have just given it for free. So you needed a place that was good enough for you to sit down to check and check and check before you actually hit submit button. So sometimes things were not working in our favor, the time difference wasn't working in our favor, and finally it happened. It was the glitch that happened in 1st of January 2018, and that was a game changer for us. That really changed our lives. We submitted, so many people were in that stream. We eventually found the same of ourselves at some point during our group WhatsApp that we opened at that point in time, and here we are in Canada. But before then, was it Canada? Was it Australia? It was actually a better place. Honestly, US wasn't an option because I know the crime rate there. I know how it is for children to grow up, and we just wanted somewhere that is family friendly, family oriented, place that would be a good place to raise our family and live our best life. And Canada was just it for us. Australia at the point was just a place because of the temperature, the weather, that resonated well with Nigeria. I know Australia is also selfish with getting immigrants in, so we're just trying our best luck. But Canada, thank you for having us, and we are indeed grateful. I'm going to be giving my candid impressions about Canada so far. My other observation about Canada, which I really love, is the neighborhood and the daily life within, the neighborhoods that you live in. You can virtually, from almost the neighborhood that you live, access most of the amenities that you need, whether the pharmacy, the grocery store, or parks, schools. It's so easy for you to be able to find somewhere within your neighborhood without driving so far. I know with some neighborhoods like Stonebridge, like Brighton, there's they really don't have to travel or go outside of their neighborhood. So that one for me is a positive, meaning that you can actually send a child or ask a child to walk to school, which is a good one. We're used to walking to school back in Nigeria. Yeah, there are community schools around. People walk to school, even though they can still take the bus, but it's always a good thing to do that. So this is something good, and there are very good walkways that people can actually ride bikes and walk to school that enhance, people moving around the city very easily and faster. I also love the fact that you can always spontaneously go to the store to buy your grocery. You miss anything, it's just a few blocks down the way, or you get a mini supermarket around you that you will also find. We have those in Nigeria as well. There are always one shelter or supermarkets close to your neighborhood. Cinemas in their neighborhood. Some things are different from the other, but at least some of the basic amenities you will find. You'll be able to post your letter. You'll be able to go to the malls whereby you find things or places where children can play. It might be small, depending on those neighborhoods, but at least you will find something around your neighborhood. So you're not traveling far. Whether it's a gym, there's always one around the neighborhood. If you're someone that likes to go to the gym, you will always find all of this. And this is one thing that I love about Canada. Another thing that I observed is that Canada's environment is so nice. Canada is fine. In fact, Canada is not just the second largest country in the world for nothing. There's something to enjoy in Canada. So, my opinion, if you're looking for where you find places that you want to visit with diverse parks, forests, mountains, plains, lowlands, valleys, lakes, Canada has it all. There's always one around you that you can see the beauty and the raw nature of the land. There are valleys, there are hills, there are lakes, there are streams, there are parks. You see so many things. The environment is such a beauty, and you can also have areas within the park where you can take pictures, beautiful, serene. It is so awesome. The environment is so nice, and that's why Canada, being the second largest country in the world, is not a joke. Guys, there's so much of beauty to behold in this part of the world, and my impression, Canada got it. And of course, the weather is one thing that's some people detest because of the seasons of the world that has some harsh colds and really dry seasons that come our way. But irrespective of that, you just have to dress for the weather, dress for the season. We always have to keep changing our clothes for each season. When there's time that we can really dress flashy and dress really nice, there are other times whereby you have to really bundle up, and even in those bundles you can really be cute as well. And with this change of seasons, you also have to be changing your tires. For some that really like to have some tires for winter, some tires for the summer, but I particularly don't like stress, so I just get an all seasons tire, so I am fine. I just decide or manage how I drive within those seasons so that I don't get any accidents. These seasons also make you shovel within those tires, and just for you to have what is appropriate for the time. Is like you're wearing your gear for the time. You have to also wear the gear for your tires for the time. Then you have to shovel. There's time for shoveling. There's time that time just keeps moving around for each of the seasons and the weather that we all come across here in Canada. So the environment's beautiful, weather, yeah, it's just for us to enjoy and adapt. Canada people, you guys are too polite. You guys are too polite to a fault. And I say this with all sincerity of heart and purpose, because even when they are going to give you the worst response that you will ever hear in your life, they will be polite about it. I remember the first ticket that we had, I was shuttling between Mecham, which was the gig that I had in 2020, thanks to Open Door Society. It was the Dancing Sky Theatre, just an avenue to share the culture of the country where we're coming from, and our experience as immigrants. And I was so excited about it, because like a fireplace storytelling session, so it was really beautiful. It was a beautiful experience. And I remember sharing my experience at the time based on some of the similarities and differences that I found in both countries, and everybody were laughing because some things were alien to them. And I said, you guys are so polite, even to a fault. And I remember on that day, one of the days, I was rushing back because I had a night shift that I was going into, and we got stopped by the police because we were over speeding. I was actually tired. My husband was driving and he was getting me back to hit my schedule for 10 p.m. and I was dead tired. I actually dozed off in the car because I was one of the participants, and he just was helping to drive me now. And we just had wow, wow, and that woke me up. And I was like, oh my God, we got the first ticket in Canada. And yes, this guy politely came beside us, giving us all the rules and regulations. And do you not know this? Really smiling ear to ear. And I was like, this is like a party, where you probably want to wrap something. I was like, we're new immigrant. Sorry, we didn't know. We're just getting... Even despite all our trying to be friendly with him as well, he was friendly. I give that to him. But man, he still nailed us that ticket. And apart from the tickets, there are so many things that people say, even when they are not genuine. They are polite about it. And it just goes to show for me that yes, there are two parts to it. People are genuine, but sometimes we prefer people to come out to you, because that's where we are coming from. The culture of say it as it is. We don't dilute our conversations in any way. We tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth when the truth is meant to be told. You know what I'm saying? And we just give it to the next person. We're not rude in giving that bit, but it comes to us as being polite but lying to us here in Canada. And I saw that as my own candid impression about Canada. Tell us what you need to tell us, even from a supervisor to a colleague, or people randomly on the street. Tell people how you feel. I'm not saying be too upfront, but there's a way that you say it and then you deliver the message to the person. Not saying, oh, you look nice. Meanwhile, under that smile and you look nice, it's like, oh, get out of here. Things like that. And people are just polite to a fault, but I see the genuineness of the politeness is not real. And the people that have been living here for a while, and these things get rubbed off on you because you get used to it. Now, living here for a while, you always almost want to do that to other people. But I keep checking myself. I know that you have to live or embrace the culture that you live in, understand how things are done, and also be like them for you to be able to sink in properly. But there are some things that are no for me. I'll call that deceit, because if you are not genuine, you are not genuine. It's just simply you are not. So I see Canadians as not genuine to an extent when they are meant to say the right things, or sometimes if they also have to say the right thing, the sandwiches, which is fair enough. They tell you the good parts, they tell you the wrong back part, and they sandwich it with the good part. It's just how you also deal with children so that you can send the message across, which is okay. But people generally just say John is John, being polite, yet they are backstabbing you, or they are not happy about you, or they don't like you. To me, that's a no. But beyond that, there's courtesy, there's gratitude, there's appreciation. People show in that way that they like you from some other perspective as well. So you still see a bit of genuineness. So it's a not a 50-50, I would say maybe a 60-40 for me. Some people are still genuine, some people are still appreciative, and they show gratitude. You see it in the way they speak and in the way they show forth, how they feel about you. I know sometimes for COVID, people were a bit more distant. People were not working side by side with other people. That's understandable. But in recent times, you just see that people are generally warm. They want to say hello, especially when they see you as black or an immigrant. They want to know where you're from. They want to understand your culture, how they do things. They're asking questions they probably don't know, because I see that some of them don't really have that information about your own country. So they want to learn, they want to understand so much more of this thing. So it's a mix for me in their politeness, in their gratitude, and being warm to immigrants. Another observation that I have as an immigrant here in Canada about Canadians is that they are not well informed. Most of them don't travel. Most of them just really stay within the province that they grew out from. Some in and out of provinces because of school, and they don't really travel. My own perspective of being large about life or seeing all perspective of things is when you travel wide, and this helps you to appreciate other culture, other countries, their perspective about things, how they see things, and you're not myopic in your argument or even discussions about some things, food, culture, people, and all of that. And this I see as missing here in Canada. Most of the Canadians are not widely traveled, so they misrepresent what is being populated in the news. I know that for Africans or Nigeria, for instance, there are so many negative things that are being showcased on the news, and those are the things that they use in interacting with us as immigrants coming to Canada. They don't see the bright side of Nigeria. They don't see that we are people that are also very warm and accommodating. In fact, let one Canadian or one foreign national come to our country, we are so over treating that person. It's like we look at them as if they are eggs that you have to handle with care. We take them with extra care, and we are guarding them like our life. But this they don't see, they don't hear, and we always want to showcase what our richness and culture is. But because we travel wide, we see all of this other culture, we are able to even settle better. This is one part. They are misinformed. The news is not portraying us in a good light, so they are also not researching or finding out about all these other countries or immigrants that come to this diverse culture that they say they are diverse, and they embrace other nationalities. But I see them as very myopic. I see them as very sometimes intolerant of immigrants in the way they react or even talk about them in the society, and this is a no-no for me as well. So this is one of my other observation as an immigrant about Canada. Another observation that I found here as an immigrant into Canada is that there are jobs and employment opportunities here in Canada. Yes, hear me well. There is an opportunity for you to also move from the current role or your current industry to another one if you so desire. It is possible here in Canada, and that is so good. It is something that is really, really interesting. And for those of you that are not already here in Canada, that are looking forward and confused about this particular issue or concern, please hear now that you can move. You're tired of your current role or profession, you can actually move, but be ready for what it takes. You have to probably go schooling, get some certifications, and upgrade yourself to that role that you want to get into. Nobody will hire a novice, right? You must be ready to come upstream to that profession. There are jobs available for everyone, and you will always find what you desire. And the opportunity for growth here, you can start off as an entry level in that new role, in that new profession that you desire to step into, and then you begin to go up the ladder. Another concern for us as immigrants is that starting all over again in our profession or in our field of study, whatever achievement or milestone we've achieved in our home country sometimes does not correlate at par here in Canada. You just have to start For some, not everybody starts from the scratch, but I want to let you know, if you are watching me from outside of Canada and looking forward to coming to Canada, be rest assured that there's always job for you, and be willing to start from scratch if you have to. It doesn't take you a while. In 2 years down the line, with persistence, and I know the blood in my Nigerian people, they are very, very aggressive, and they are ready to chase the next opportunity. So that being said, you know that you are not resting on your hours. You are not resting on your hours, and you are not remaining on the same spot. So that is one thing that will sell you out as a Nigerian moving into Canada. And for other nationalities, I want to believe nobody is lazy and everybody is trying to get into their best professional field. So just know that you probably will be starting afresh. For some jobs, it's just a plug-in when you get here, but for some others, you probably will be starting afresh. There's what they call the Canadian experience that they're looking for, and all of this experience is not even about how you do the work, really. It's how you relate more with people, multicultural society, you know, all those diversities that are in the mix of your workplace, then how you show your skills within the workplace. All of the things are what they call Canadian experience, and if you can show that in those little roles that you step into, why not? If not, you can in that role, and trust me, in 2 years, like I said, you will be already heading to the peak of your career. It is possible here. And I want to say this back to those that feel that starting again is making you 10 years go backwards in your career, or you know, it is not. It is not. It is just a way to help you integrate. And if you are very focused and aggressive, you will get back to that peak. Trust me. And that's the opportunity that Canada can give to you. So you shouldn't come here and feel nothing is working. Something is working. If you put that effort in it, you will get to where you want to get. Finally, my observation or impression about Canada as an immigrant is that for nursing mothers or pregnant women that are looking forward to having their children here, it's difficult for them to have support in Canada. Looking back to Nigeria, I know most of my Nigerian mothers always had help. When you are giving birth, you have people that are coming to sit with you, whether your sister-in-law, your mother-in-law, you have a help. Some people have helps for different ages of their children to just assist in helping with chores and, you know, home activities while they face the workforce. This is not here in Canada. It is difficult for you to get help, and even when you get child care support, it is very expensive. It is not as expensive back at home, but it's expensive here that you probably will have to weigh it whether to sit at home and let your husband work for a while until you can put that child in a proper school where you are not paying for anything. So daycare is expensive. If you have to drop your child and come back to pick because you are working, it's expensive. I know there's support from the government if you qualify for it. It just pays part of it, not everything. So you just have to weigh your options. If that job pays you equivalent to the childcare, I think please just sit at home with your child for just a season. That's a season in your life. As mothers, let the husbands go work. But unfortunately, sometimes it is difficult to be able to merge all of these things together. Some people at some point would have to bring their parents or their mother or their sisters to come sit and help them take care of the child, help with other things in the house while they work. So these are also ways in which, but that's an expensive venture because you have to do the visa, you have to do all the paperwork. All of these things are not cheap, and also adding another expense or someone else into the family income, it is expensive to take care of. But in Nigeria, it is not that expensive, and people find this as just a way out for them, and they keep their work life going on. If I missed out anything, which I know I have, I've not said everything, please put in the comment section and let's start a conversation from here. I know there are so many other observations that you have as immigrants into Canada, pleasant or not. Let us keep talking about it until something changes. Thank you so much for watching. See you again soon. Bye.